Now it's time for the key graph in this course, something called the production possibilities curve. Now your teacher might call it the production possibilities frontier. The point is it's all the same thing. It's basically a model that shows the alternative ways we can use our scarce resources. It's going to show trade-offs, scarcity, opportunity cost, efficiency, all on one graph. Now it starts off with a chart. This chart showing bikes and computers, A, B, C, D is all different combinations. So we can produce all bikes and no computers, or all computers and no bikes, or some combination between. So if you actually plot this, you come up with a production possibilities curve. Each point represents a specific combination of the two goods we can produce at full employment using all of our resources. So if we take the chart, put it on a graph, it's going to look like this. You've got bikes, computers, and you plot the different points, and you've got, boom, right here, production possibilities curve. Now, a couple things you need to know. First, any point inside the curve is the idea of inefficiency. If we're producing only 2 computers and 2 bikes, we're being inefficient with our resources. If we're producing any point on the curve, then we're actually producing what's efficient. Right? We're producing, using all of our resources, all of our workers, all of our factors of production to produce this stuff. And outside the curve, you can't produce that quantity. There's just not enough resources, right? So we could, if there was more technology and better resources, we could produce out there in the future. But for right now, for whatever reason, we cannot produce right here at point G. Okay, there's a couple different shapes to this graph, and I want you to take a look at it. Let's talk about calzones and pizzas. Notice when you produce another pizza, you lose 1 calzone. When you produce another pizza, you lose another calzone. When you produce another pizza, you lose 1 more calzone. Now the opportunity cost here, it's constant. When every single time you produce a pizza, you lose 1 calzone. That's called constant opportunity cost, and it shows you that resources between the two products are very similar. Right? You can use resources for pizza, the same resources for producing the calzones. Now it's going to result in a production possibilities curve that's a straight line. Now let's look at a different scenario. Let's look at pizzas and robots. Right here, when I produce the very first robot, I gain 1 robot, but I lose 1 pizza. When I go here, I gain 1 more robot, but now I lose 3 pizzas. Later on, I gain 1 robot and I lose 10 pizzas. Notice, I lost only 1 pizza here, and now I'm losing 10 pizzas? Something's going on, and it's called the law of increasing opportunity cost. As you produce more of anything, the opportunity cost to produce it's going to get bigger and bigger. And the reason why is because resources are not easily adaptable between the production of these two products, pizzas and robots. Let me explain why with an example. If we're producing combination A, we're producing all pizza. So all workers, including workers that are better suited towards robots, are working at producing pizza. Now when we move to combination B, we're moving out those scientists and those people who are good at making robots. We gain 1 robot and we don't lose very many pizzas because they're not particularly good at making pizzas anyways. Now if you keep doing that, you're going to keep moving resources away or out of producing pizzas towards robots, but eventually you'll start using the resources that are better suited towards making pizza. For example, right here, we get only 1 more robot, but we're moving away these pizza makers who that's what their job is, right? Luigi working in the back of the pizza restaurant, he's way better at making pizzas than he is robots. So the opportunity cost is super high. Remember, it's 10 pizzas we have to give up, moving from D to E. Again, this is called increasing opportunity cost. Let's see if you understand it with another example. We've got forks and spoons, forks and apples. Which one of these is a straight line and which one is a bowed out curve? Well, right here. Forks and spoons, straight line, that's constant opportunity cost, and a bowed out, forks and apples, that's increasing opportunity cost. The idea here is you produce more and more spoons, you're going to give up the same amount of forks each time. But as you produce more and more apples, you're going to give up a little bit of forks, and more forks, and more forks, and a whole lot of forks.